James Harden. Beneath the beard, you find a face that unfortunately doesn't like to face challenges. 2016, Mike D'Antoni took over as the head coach for the Rockets, and this was great for James Harden's career. He became the full-time starting point guard, and this led to his assists increasing dramatically. Not to mention the fast pace of Mike D'Antoni's coaching scheme allowed him to score an enormous amount of points. Because of this, James Harden set all kinds of records in 2016, 17, and 18. I remember following the NBA news during this time and just seeing almost every night that James Harden was breaking or setting some kind of record. He was doing it all over the place, scoring from 3, from 2, assisting, getting rebounds, involving his teammates, not involving his teammates, doing ISO. The ball was in his hands all the time. But the Houston Rockets needed a little something to get them over the edge, and what they did is they traded for Chris Paul for the 2018 season, which turned out to be a pretty good trade. At the end of the 2018 season, the Houston Rockets were the best team going into the playoffs record-wise. And they met the Golden State Warriors, which consisted of Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, the Giant Four, the Juggernaut, one of the best teams in NBA history. And what did they do? They took this Warriors team to 7 games, where they played Game 7 at home and had a lead going into halftime. Unfortunately, we all know what happened. Chris Paul came down with an injury, and the Warriors ended up defeating the Houston Rockets and winning the championship that year. In fact, I would argue that this Houston Rockets team is one of the best teams in NBA history that failed to win it all. So after that, the Houston Rockets made some roster adjustments and went into the new season hoping to make it further. Unfortunately, they faced the Warriors again in the playoffs, this time losing in 6 games. Well, the Houston Rockets decided to change things pretty dramatically after that. They traded away Chris Paul and acquired Westbrook. And then COVID-19 happened and the bubble happened, and well, the Rockets seemed to fail miserably in the bubble. And that kind of was the end of it. D'Antoni left and Westbrook was traded. And so what happened? Well, James Harden, he wanted out. He started showing up late to practices, he asked for a trade, and well, he may or may not have worn a fat suit. There's different rumors that have gone around. Was he wearing an actual fat suit, or did he just gain weight on purpose to lower his trade value? In the very least, he wanted out so badly that he was trying to make himself look like he wasn't as good of a commodity for trades. And now it seems like history is repeating itself. After things went south in Houston, Harden wanted out, and after he couldn't get out directly, well, he turned to his fat suit by gaining weight and or wearing a prosthetic. And we're seeing the same thing play out now. You see, in Philly, after things have gone south in Philly, at least in his perspective, he decided to request a trade. He wants out of Philly. And when that failed with his destination that he wanted to go to, he resorted to calling Daryl Morey a liar. The point is, it seems that James Harden is willing to do anything to get the trade when things get tough. He'll either get fat, or he'll publicly call out people as liars. Now that we know that James Harden has asked for a trade from the Philadelphia 76ers, and it didn't work out with his destination that he wanted to go to, so he's therefore resorted to calling Daryl Morey a liar, it wouldn't be surprising if he showed up in the first games of the season being a lot heavier than he is today. James Harden seems to be willing to do anything to get out of situations in which he is uncomfortable. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, but if he does show up fat, we can say we've seen it before. Thank you for watching Informathletics, the fusion of technology and sports. Please consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it so I can continue to make content.
They say anything negative, cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna